Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Thursday, August 20th, 2020. And we begin with the world's largest movie chain hoping to lure big screen fanatics back into its velvet seats with 15-cent movies. It's AMC's way of celebrating its first big wave of theater reopenings. All movies shown today will have a ticket price not seen since 1920. Even after today, tickets will still be relatively cheap. Moviegoers can see old favorites like Inception, Black Panther, Back to the Future, and The Empire Strikes Back for just $5. And we're even getting close to some new ones. Disney's New Mutants is due out on August 28th, and the 4 times delayed Mulan will hit theaters on September 4th. A breakfast favorite is coming to your cookie jar. The Girl Scouts of America just revealed its latest creation, a French toast-inspired cookie called the Toast Yay. The toast part is pretty obvious, but why the yay? According to the organization, that's how you'll feel when eating them and how we should all feel about the impact of the Scouts on local communities. The new flavor will be released in January. Whether they'll be sold outside your local market remains to be seen. If the Scouts cannot safely peddle them in person, they'll resume the virtual cookie booths set up online when the pandemic began. It's another first for the creator of the iPhone. Yesterday, Apple became the first publicly traded company to be worth $2 trillion. Back on August of 2018, the tech giant stunned industry watchers by shattering the $1 trillion mark. As more of us work and learn from home, stepped-up sales of computers, iPads, and phones are boosting the company's bottom line. Other tech companies benefiting from the new normal aren't far behind. Both Amazon and Microsoft are valued at around $1.6 trillion each, while Google is inching just above the $1 trillion mark. For those of you doing the math at home, 1 trillion is equal to a million millions. You can expect to learn a lot of new skills at college. Topping the list right now, learning to be flexible. This week, no less than 4 major universities halted in-person classes due to coronavirus clusters on or near their campuses. Students at the University of Notre Dame, UNC at Chapel Hill, Michigan State, and Ithaca are now going remote for at least a few weeks, maybe the entire fall semester. The latest action comes on the heels of new data out from the World Health Organization showing that young people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s are becoming the primary spreaders of the disease. It's been a week of wild weather in the Golden State. Nearly 11,000 lightning strikes over the past 3 days, along with really high winds, are being blamed for hundreds of wildfires raging across California. According to CAL FIRE, the state's emergency response department, firefighters are battling 3 major blazes in just the northern half of the state alone. Governor Gavin Newsom has mobilized the California National Guard, declared a state of emergency, and requested help from out-of-state fire crews. Meanwhile, Colorado is also battling its second largest wildfire on record. It's not often one of the 50 states gets a new flag. In a decision hailed by civil rights activists, Mississippi's legislature voted less than 2 months ago to replace the state's controversial Confederate flag design. And already, a flag commission has narrowed more than 3,000 new proposals down to a final 5. 4 include the state's official flower, a magnolia, while the 5th has waves representing the Mississippi River, the Delta, and Gulf Coast. All 5 feature a yellow, diamond-shaped star honoring the state's Native American history, as well as the words, "In God We Trust." In a few weeks, the commission will select a final design, and the general public will vote on it in the November election. That's it for KidNuz. Now our KidNuz quiz. How many millions are in a trillion? 1 million, which means Apple is worth approximately 2 million millions. What's the name of the newest Girl Scout cookie? The Toast Yay. Which state is getting a new flag? Mississippi. What's the name of California's Fire Emergency Response Department? Cal Fire. In one for the road. While California firefighters are braving the dangerous front lines, a fire crew in North Hampshire, England, faced a decidedly lesser emergency, rescuing a police officer from his own handcuffs. It's still unclear how Sergeant Scott Renwick ended up shackling himself to himself, but when word of his embarrassing predicament got out, he wasted no time fessing up. He thanked the firefighters in a tweet and added, "If I put a smile on a single face during these difficult times, my job is done." Before we go, we have lots of KidNuz birthday shout-outs today, including Zach and Woodrow in Seattle, Washington, Nina and Miriam in Chicago, Illinois, Avery in the Woodlands, Texas, Ellie in Ellicott City, Maryland, Oliver in Danville, California, Pearl in Tampa, Florida, Sabrina in Midlothian, Virginia, Gabriel in Washington, D.C., Oriana in Langley, British Columbia, Canada, Emmy in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, Adam in Wilmington, North Carolina, Peter in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and to New York, Marlo in Levittown, and Sienna in New York City. Thanks for listening, everyone. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We hope you tune in for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.